has the only bucket of the ball game early. Tanner guarded by Akile. OBU in a man-to-man defense. Shot clock down under 15. Bounce pass to Kenyon Thomas. Left side, Tanner. He'll fire another three. That one is too strong over Akile. Weak side, DJ Freeman has the rebound. Freeman had 4 of those in the first meeting. Caleb Riggs, bounce pass, poked out away from Nigel Wilcox, back to Riggs. 18 on the shot clock for Oklahoma Baptist. 18-18 to play first half. Riggs drives right, and he slid, and that's going to be a travel. Here comes Ricky Brown off the bench to replace Josh Udomo. Ricky Brown averaging 10 points, 3.9 rebounds. He had a pretty good road trip despite OBU winning just 1 of 4. Brown had 17 and 8 rebounds on 6 of 10 shooting Thursday night at Southeastern.
Here go the Bison, man-to-man. Kind of a double team off that man-to-man for Coach Aker.
Is Dima with it out front. Now to Tanner. He gets a double high screen. Attacks the goal against Freeman. Leans in, overshot the rim. That's not a block, but I'll tell you what it is. It's a big-time alter. Wilcox up ahead to Riggs. Collects left corner, pump fakes. Defender goes flying by, and Riggs knocks the eyes out of a left corner three to tie the ball game at 17:49.
You know, if Riggs shot that ball, I don't think it would have been blocked, but I don't think it would have made it because his feet weren't set. He had one foot in front of the other, and he didn't have a good grip on the ball with that ball fake. He got gathered in and just nailed a high arcing three.
Riggs nearly forced a turnover at the other end. Attacking right, Harper throws one up, missed everything. Another great defensive play by Freeman. Akile, the rebound, up ahead to Brown. Good look at a three, misses front rim. Harper will run down the rebound, and they start the break back the other way. Thomas up against Brown, lays it up. He missed it. Wilcox mishandled the rebound. It's off of his shoulder. Thomas picks it up and lays it in.
Boy, good job by Ricky Brown to mess up Keon Thomas's straight. He had a straight line to the rim, and for some reason, he thought maybe Brown was going to block that shot.
17 minutes to play first half. The marksman, Ethan Scott, about to check back in. He had 17 a little more than a week ago at Arkansas Monticello. Wing left with the basketball is Riggs. Drives is cut off there by Thomas. Reverses to Brown. His three off the rim, no good. Thomas, who had the defense with a rebound, and then he throws it behind the back, and it's stolen by Nigel Wilcox. So OBU gets it right back. Akile with it, left wing, front court to Riggs. Cross courts it for Ricky Brown. 16:27 to go first half. 5-3 Tigers here in Shawnee. Ricky Brown to Caleb Riggs. Jason Aker trying to go to 11-3 in his career against the Tigers. Bounce pass to Wilcox. Squares up, 12-footer, good on the baseline.
Wow, Wilcox outside. We saw Thursday night Freeman from outside. Todd, and I think you give Freeman a steal. He punched that ball out where Wilcox picked it up at half court.
Wilcox showing some mid-range abilities there. He shoots 62% for the floor. We're tied for the second time, this one at 5. Kenyon Thomas attacks baseline, and Akile's slow to get over there to slide him off, is called for the block. That's the first foul, almost 4 minutes in, against Oklahoma Baptist in a 5-5 game. Udomo is going to come into the ball game along with Ethan Scott. Those two had terrific games. At Durant, Ethan Scott 9 points against the Savage Storm. Josh Udomo was 8 of 16 for the floor, 17 points on Thursday night. Harper to inbound the basketball. Out high with it is Quentin Johnson, the third, and he knocks it down.
Yeah, Johnson, 6'6", shot that over Udomo. Udomo didn't get there just in time, tried to challenge that shot.
Quentin Johnson, the second, with his first basket. 8-5 our score. Udomo cut off, elbow left. Wilcox tried to set a screen. Josh backs it out into the mid-circle. 12 to shoot. He turns the quarter left. Gets it down low on the block. Backing down, Wilcox, and he hit a hook shot from 4 feet. Nigel with the last 4 for OBU, and they're within a point again at 8-7.
Yeah, God's gift, Azadima. He's not going to be fast enough to keep up with Wilcox. Wilcox made that jumper on him, and that time he rose up quick inside.
Due for immediate timeout at the next dead ball. Kenyon Thomas guarded by Ethan Scott out front, and a Quentin Johnson. Johnson pump fakes, takes Wilcox off the dribble. Now bounces for Azadima underneath. God's gift leans, shoots, missed short. Rebound tipped by Freeman. Right back into Azadima's hands. His jumper, left angle, no good. Freeman the rebound, and it's poked out of hands by Tanner Jr. Timeout, 15:06 to play, first half from Shawnee. Bison basketball on the backside of the break. East Central 8, the Bison 7. Tonight's game brought to you by the official bank of OBU Athletics, First United Bank. This is OBU basketball on the Bison Network and Classic Hits, KGFF. Okay, thank you. That is. Legend Barrett is into the ball game for the first time. Bison again with just 5 scholarship players here tonight for this one against East Central, one of the hottest teams in the conference. OBU a chance to grab the lead. Udomo slides right to Scott. Catch and shoot 3. Bang! From the right circle. Here we go. Ethan knocks the eyes out of his 50th collegiate 3. 10-8 Bison, their first advantage.
You talk about knowing that you're going to hit a shot. You come full speed from the top of the key over to the right side, moving toward the East Central bench and nail it nothing but net.
Harper to Ezedima for 3, and he banks it home. And now he has his arms stretched outward, shaking his head, said, no, didn't mean to, but it still counts.
Yeah, good defense by Legend Barrett. Barrett was all over Ezedima, and he had no chance to make a clean shot, just a bank shot.
Lead is a short-lived one for OBU. Wing right with the basketball. Udomo to Wilcox at the slot, crosses over, elbow right jumper, rolls off, no good. Barrett crashes, but the rebound pulled down by Johnson. 11-10 East Central, 6 minutes deep into the ball game. Bison looking for a doubleheader sweep tonight as Udomo hand checks out front. Luke Harper and has his first. Finals today for men's basketball. Ouachita beat UAM 75-61. Southwestern loses a tough one to regular season champion Southern Nazarene 77-75. SEU finishes 21-1 in the league. Northwestern falls at home to Southeastern by 2, 95-93. Took 2 overtime. Southern Arkansas comes back to beat Arkansas Tech 85-83. Tonight, no report yet. Henderson State playing at Harding, the final game of the Jeff Morgan era after 30 years on the Bison's bench. And a bad pass down low, miscommunication between Johnson and Wilbert results in turnover number 2 for ECU.
Yeah, Romello Wilbert was just right there at the top of that restricted area. He did not see that ball until it went right by his eyes.
13:40 to play here in the first half. Early score from Harding, 11-7 Bisons. And that is with 13.5 minutes to play from Searcy first half. Scott, another catch and shoot 3. This one is short, and the rebound to Luke Harper. So ECU preserves a 1-point lead with the basketball. Harper with it to Leonard Dixon. Transfer from Minnesota Crookston out front. Now it's Tanner near the Bison center circle loco. Luke Harper, the transfer from John Brown. Whips it left. Tanner's 3, no good. And the rebound to Ricky Brownie. Good inside position on Quentin Johnson. Brown up ahead for Barrett, who was opening under 3, and Tanner intercepts.
I tell you, Barrett got all over Tanner Jr. to force that miss on the 3-point.
Harper, not a high percentage shot, almost banked in a runner from 16 feet above the foul line. It pinballs in and out, and Wilbert with a rebound. He resets right wing, attacks left, kicks into the corner. Dixon's 3, spins off. Rebound to Legend Barrett. Bison trail the Tigers by 1, 11-10. OBU 4 of 9 early. East Central with that miss 3 of 6 from beyond the arc, but just 31% for the ball game.
Yeah, Akers going to slow it down with that half-court set here. Just called a play.
Udomo gets a screen left from Legend Barrett. Right side for Ethan Scott. He drives, gets it to Barrett, cutting to the paint. He short on the layup. Wilcox with a rebound, kicks it out. Brown's left corner 3, no good, and Udomo tips the rebound away from Harper out of bounds. Well, Legend Barrett, and he has been good near the rim this year finishing. He shoots almost 80%, Scott. Needed to finish that one, and he short-armed it thinking there was going to be contact. And out he comes as Freeman comes back in.
Tell you, Barrett's brought some energy off the bench. He didn't play at Southeastern on Thursday. He made 2 good defensive plays. One, Ezedima accidentally banked it in.
He also was recently cited by Cosida for his academic work here on Bison Hill. We speak of Legend Barrett. Harper will stick a 3 right side. Luke Harper had a good look at it, knocks down the 4th 3 for East Central. The Tigers average almost 9 a game. They've made 5 field goals and 4 of them on 7 attempts from beyond the arc. 14-10 ECU. Bounce pass to Wilcox. Swings it right to Freeman. Hands it to Udomo. Josh stutter step dribbles to the foul line. Pivots, hands it off to Nigel Wilcox. He backs down. Now yo-yos it back out right side to a cutting Brown. Brown lays it up and in with 4 of the shot clock.
You know, you think of Brown as a 3-point specialist. He is one of the best cutters, too. Nice pass by Wilcox. Tight window underneath the net, off the board.
Ricky had 17-8 rebounds at Southeastern on Thursday night. The Valdosta transfer with his first here tonight. Another 3-ball good. Leonard Dixon right wing.
Those last 2 threes by the Tigers were guys just standing on the line, just waiting for it, squared up, just easy shots.
17-12 under 11 minutes to play here in the first half. Bison with their biggest deficit of the night. Hand off Udomo, left wing to Scott. Dribbles out front to Wilcox on the wing to Brown. Drives, bounce passes for Freeman, who had his back to the basket, tried to flip it up over his head that rolled off. Tigers to miss.
Yeah, when you start having those offensive sets like that are really unfruitful, you start falling behind.
Wilbert's bounce pass knocked away, picked up by Quentin Johnson. He's trapped out high. Cross courts at right side. Tanner's three, good. Holy cow, they can't shoot this way all night, can they? Yeah. As they now have hit 6 of 9 beyond the arc, and the lead is 8 for the Tigers with 10.5 to play in the first half.
You know, I wonder if the Bison should switch benches, because it seems like every time this year the visiting teams just shoot lights out on this end.
Johnson knocks a pass away from Scott out of bounds and will get a timeout with 10:25 to play in the first half. From Shawnee, 20-12, East Central over Oklahoma Baptist. Tonight's game brought to you by the official bank of OBU Athletics, First United Bank, on the Bison Sports Network and Classic Hits, KGFF.
Okay, guys, we gotta make this quick. I got a 7 o'clock curtain call at the opera.
You know you could just order online.
No. A gentleman always does things the old-fashioned way.
All right, well, I just put your order in, so.
Well, it didn't tell you what I ordered.
I got you an ultimate patty melt with a side of loaded fries and a Dr. Pepper.
That is what I ordered. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We spend way too much time together.
Mm-hmm. Now you can order your food and fried pies online at boomerangdiner.com.
Show your OBU spirit and rep Corinth with officially licensed Bison apparel from shopobubison.com. ShopOBUBison.com is the official online store of OBU Athletics and the only place online to buy OBU apparel, accessories, gifts, and more with purchases benefiting Bison Athletics. OBU opponents averaging 8 makes from beyond the arc. In the last game plus against Southeastern and East Central, 20 made 3 balls by those two opponents who came in shooting 35%, did the opponents from beyond the arc. Ethan Scott, Udomo, 4 to shoot. Udomo works to the foul line, pivots, goes up, it's stripped, now gets it back, fires it, it's off the front rim. Freeman crashes for the boards, kept it alive, and East Central finally comes out of there with it. And there was some big boy basketball at the rim. Driving left, Wilbert, cross courts at right quarter, 3 on the way by Dixon. He missed one. And then Dixon, fighting around Ethan Scott, commits the foul. Dixon is listed as 6'7", Ethan Scott at 5'10". So he's given up 8 or 9 inches, Scott, but it does not matter when you get a body on somebody, and that's exactly what Ethan Scott did.
Unbelievable, outstanding play. Great point by you, Mr. Miller. He blocked out so hard, was underneath the armpit, was not allowing that long rebound, because you know on three-pointers the rebound's longer. Ethan Scott gets it. Jason Klontz with a good call. That was a foul coming through Ethan Scott.
Scott comes out. Ricky Brown is back in. Caleb Briggs has come out on the floor as well. East Central with Tanner, Harper, Akers, Dixon, and Wilbert. OBU with Akile, Freeman, Riggs, Wilcox, and Brown. 9:41 to play here first half, 20-12 Tigers. Freeman hands it off to Riggs, whips it left for Akile. One dribble back to Caleb out front, right side. Wilcox, a hard dribble to the goal, leaves it out front. Akile's 3, top of the key, no good. Brown crashes, but Dixon with inside rebounding position. To Wilbert, up ahead, left wing, Akers. Akers is trapped in the paint, now bounces it out in front of us for Luke Harper. 9:19 to play opening half. East Central 20, Oklahoma Baptist 12. Bison drought is over 2 minutes in duration. Harper backing his way down, falls away, right to left, he missed it. Tigers crash for the board. Riggs saves it in bounds, but right in front of the hoop to Wilbert, who missed the stick back. OBU got lucky there as Brown has the rebound.
And Ricky Brown is a great rebounder, too. You know, you see him get hot like at Southeastern from downtown, but he does so many different things on the court.
The first meeting, OBU was +5 on the glass. East Central early +2. They are 0.2 of a rebound less than their opponents per ball game as Riggs puts up an open 3 left wing. He missed it. Freeman going to the Tiger bench, saves it to Wilcox. To Brown for 3. Bang! He hit it straight on. Ricky Brown with 5, and OBU finally ends a drought that lasted almost 3 minutes. It's 20-15 ECU.
How about that save by DJ Freeman going to the East Central bench? Reaches out at the last second with that left paw, tips it to Wilcox.
Romello Wilbert to Tanner out front. Hands it off. Akers left side. He attacks the rim. Goes up. Shot slipped out of his hand. Rebound to Ricky Brown. Gets it to Riggs. Riggs gallops into the front court. Crosses over. 20 to shoot. OBU with 8 minutes to play in the first half. Try to cut into what was once an 8-point deficit. Wilcox to Freeman, left corner. He thought about it. Now Harper's out there on him. Now it's Brown. Cross courts it to Akile. Splash. He knocks down the three. Right circle over Leonard Dixon.
Well, that's huge because Akile missed some other open looks. One inside, one wide open three-pointer. That's hurting the Bison offense. If Akile can produce there, Bison can be looking at another win over the Tigers.
OBU went almost 3 minutes without points. Now the last 2:40+. They've scored the last 6. Wilbert gets it down low, and it's stolen away. Bad pass that time by Romillo Wilbert, and OBU comes out of them with turnover number 3 for the Tigers. Riggs bounces it to Wilcox, left baseline. He starts to drive against the smaller Romillo Wilbert. Now it's Ricky Brown. He pivots. Back to Wilcox, to Riggs, drives, kicks right side. Freeman run off the arc, goes right into the body and a foul. Let's see who they call it on. It could go against one of 2 players, and I think it's going to go on Barron Tanner Jr. It does. That is his first. That'll take us to the other 8 timeout.
You know, I'm just amazed that, DJ Freeman being in this league and as great as he is, everybody knows he's left-handed. He does that long fake to the right. I guess he's so fast, people just want to overplay that, but he wants to go that left hand, and now Freeman's going to shoot free throws.
Timeout, 7:16 to play first half, 20-18, East Central with the Bison Sports Network and Classic Hits, KGFF.
OBU fans, do you want the chance to support OBU student athletes from the convenience of your own mobile device? Text hashtag BAA at OBU to the number 52014 to support BAA student athletes. Donations are fully tax deductible, and every gift makes a difference in the OBU student athlete's life. Again, text hashtag BAA at OBU to the number 52014. For more information, log on to obubison.com.
Estate planning is
Here at SCI Supply, you truly can purchase with purpose. Whether you're a university, a K-12 school,
The line for the first time tonight, 72 as well. Freeman, the left-hander, spins, eyes it, flies it, and knocks down the first free throw. OBU was +5 on the glass at Southeastern. 35-30 +2 on the offensive glass, 10-8. They're trying to out-rebound East Central for a second consecutive time. And they're now +1 on the glass, 13-12. Freeman to tie the game, misses the free throw. Go off to the right. Wilbert, who set that OBU possession up with a turnover at the other end, grabs the miss. 20-19, runs 7 straight for the Bison. We're under 7 to play first half. Wilbert pounds the dribble left. On the wing is Jakeem Akers. Akers trying to drive against Wilcox. Is cut off. Left side to Wilbert. Wilbert with 10 to shoot. Looks up, veers right, now back left. Drives against Akile. Following 12-footer is an air ball. Rebound picked up by Dixon. He pivots, bricked the follow shot. And Freeman with a rebound. OBU was just standing around as Dixon ran down that miss.
Yeah, on the rebound, but I tell you, great defense by Akile to force that brick.
Riggs misses a foul line jumper. It's out of bounds. Last touch by OBU. Caleb Briggs, in the day he found out of his mom's passing, Jason told me he had a terrific practice. And this guy I have so much love and respect for. He came in as a transfer, a three-point shooter from MacU, all-time leading scorer at OK for the Mustangs, and he's had to wait patiently. And the injuries have allowed him to play, and he certainly made it well with the wait, worth the wait for Bison fans. Kenyon Thomas, right front court with a dribble. 14 to shoot. Wilbert dribbles up for the quarter. Back out front to Leonard Dixon around Wilcox. Bounces it back door. Ezadima fumbles it against the smaller Brown. Goes left to right. Shoots. Wilcox altered that shot as it hit high off the glass, and the rebound to Nigel Wilcox.
The Bison are starting kind of trying to trap at half court. They're in a man-to-man, but it's a help side, and they're doing an outstanding job of switching off the screens.
Good point, partner. 5:50 to play first half. OBU a chance to grab the lead. Riggs had it knocked out of his hands by Kenyon Thomas. He runs it down. Shot clock getting deep. It's down to 6. Akile to Riggs. He'll measure a 3. No good off the side of the rim. Freeman with a rebound. They would grab it at him. Goes up and under. Left-handed for the back.
Yeah, that was just a tiny hole for the big man Freeman between 3 defenders. He goes up, yo-yos up top, reverse layup with the left hand.
5.5 to play before the break. 21-20 Oklahoma Baptist. First lead of the ball game. Wilbert. Left wing to Akers. Crosses over, leans, one-handed shot, rolls off, no good. Not a lot of real high percentage, or at least unchallenged shots to this point for ECU.
Yeah, and then Ricky Brown. You know, he's not that tall, and he gets in there in the rebound mix. He is a big key factor for the Bison.
Nigel is gimpy. He was gritting his teeth. That ankle is bothering him, but he plays on. Timeout, 5:13 to play in the first half. Oklahoma Baptist by a point over ECU, 21-20 on the Bison Network and Classic Hits, KGFF. Gotcha. Wilcox drives baseline, cross courts at the ball through Riggs' hands, picked up. Johnson to the rim for the one-handed flush out of the break, and just like that, East Central points off of a turnover, retake the lead 22-21 as Freeman goes underneath the basket, trying to go up and under and hit the bottom of the rim. Tigers secure the miss.
Well, he made that last acrobat shot. That was an even more difficult one.
4:35 to play first half. Todd Miller, Scott Waters with you on the Bison Network tonight in KGFF. Harper pump fake, curls around the top of the circle, and a hand check against Wilcox. That is Nigel's first. Tonight's game brought to you by First United Bank, educating and empowering our community to spend life wisely. Convenient locations in Shawnee and Seminole. First United Bank, the official bank sponsor of OBU Athletics. Back in comes Ethan Scott. Josh Udomo is in. Riggs and now Akile will depart the lineup. Shot clock resets at 20 for the Tigers. 4:28 to play first half. East Central by a point. Here on the road. This year on the road, they've won 5 straight, and they're 7-3 in conference play. Left side, Ezedima. He'll put up a 3. You'll take that all day long. Scott boxes out. Udomo has the miss. Ezedima is just 36 of 115. He's below 30% now from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and he hadn't been shooting very well inside, but a lot of that has to do with Wilcox and Freeman in there.
Udomo, right corner, Wilcox, turns to the 3, drives, bounces out high, Brown. Down the paint he goes to Udomo, or excuse me, that is Udomo, and he is fouled going up. So 2 free throws for Josh Udomo, and the foul is against Quentin Johnson, the second, his first. Final media timeout of the first half comes officially with 3:57 before the break. East Central 22, Oklahoma Baptist 21 of the regular season finale on the Bison Network and Classic Hits, KGFF.
Estate planning is a crucial step in protecting your family's future. With an estate plan, you can decide how to distribute your assets, make healthcare decisions, and support ministries after you pass away. It involves some pretty big decisions, but with guidance from Water's Edge, you can plan for your children's future, give to kingdom causes, and get expert help along the way. Build a solid foundation for your family. Start your estate plan today. Visit watersedgeservices.org.
3:57 to play here in the first half. Josh Udomo will be at the free throw line trying to ride the seesaw and put OBU back in front. They led 21-20 at basketball. The Tigers put them back in front by a point. This is a chance to end a scoreless round of 1 minute 44 seconds for the Bison. One of only 2 games on the final day of play, tipping at night tonight in the league. Everything else is final. Free throw is up and it's good. Bison with a win and a Henderson State loss could finish maybe 6th, I believe. We'll try to have all the pairings for you by the end of the broadcast tonight. More than likely, it looks like they're going to be locked into 7th. Second free throw by Josh is good. Udomo has been much better for the line after a real slow start. He hovered around 46% first semester plus. He's now up to over 62%. 23-22, good guys.
You know, we're talking about some of those women improving. Joshua Udomo is one of those guys on the guy's side, just a freshman, seems to get better every game.
Harper with a hard dribble, right circle, picks it up. Freeman is out there with him. Lobs it off of the baseline for Ezedima. Back to Harper, straight on 3, good. This guy can shoot the lights out of it. East Central with their 8th made 3-point basket. Luke Harper has now 27 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, it looked like Freeman closed on him, got close there. He still got that shot off.
Wing right, Udomo, top of the circle, Nigel. Wilcox hands it to Josh, curls left. He'll hand it off to Scott, who veers around the top of the key. Reverses to Wilcox in the corner. Now to Udomo, hard dribble left, goes right at Tanner and picks up the foul, and that's the second on Barrett Tanner Jr. Fourth foul against East Central, but half of those against the 6'6 graduate student from Salem University by way of Bartlesville High School. So Udomo hit 2 to give OBU the lead. He can build on that lead here, and he does with the first free throw. Baseball tomorrow, final game of the series with Harding at noon. We'll have that for you on the Bison Network. OBU winning in walk-off fashion on a bases-loaded walk to Dan Pruitt of the nightcap 2-1 on the heels of a 14-4 series opening win today. In game 1, softball split, winning 3-0, losing 3-1. They had the bases loaded, 2 outs in the top of the 7th, and come up short at Harding. Second free throw, no good by Udomo, and a whistle and on the back. A foul against Ricky Brown. That's his first.
Well, fouls are even at 4, so there's a couple of calls there. I thought Udomo, the defender for East Central, was straight up in the air when Udomo initiated contact to get those free throws.
I just now noticed our good friend David Stevens is one of the 3 officials. Wing right, Harper between the circles, Kenyon Thomas. Angle dribble right, Scott stays with him. Now he drives deep, bounces left corner for Dixon, and he stepped on the sideline. East Central will turn it over for the 3rd time. It's been a relatively clean game, partner, in that sense. Only the 8th turnover between the 2.
Yeah, the other 2 officials, Jason Klontz and Todd Campbell. Todd Campbell, a regular here in the GAC. I wonder if Jason Klontz had a day game today with the MIAA and then got to pick this night game up.
This is a pretty good crew, actually. Yeah. Out high is Udomo, had it poked out of his hands. It's off Wilcox. Knocked off of him by Luke Harper. So on cue, there's a sloppy possession of the 6th Bison giveaway.
Well, you know, give kudos to East Central, overplaying the passing lanes, coming out there, making it difficult, and then you have that fumble out of bounds.
Bison are going to be represented with both the men and women at Fire Lake next week. They're also going to have another participant. My wife, Mary Margaret, has been asked to play the national anthem at one of the sessions of that tournament. Luke Harper drives left, is cut off left of the paint, lobs it down low. It's pulled away, going up, missing the layup is Ezedima. Bison control. That one was really close to being a stick back to extend a 1-point lead. Tigers lead at 25-24 with just over 2 to play in the half. Freeman angles right, hands it to Scott, bounds the dribble to the free throw line, reverses right side for Brown. He sidesteps to the wing, back to Scott, catch and shoot 3, an air ball. And that'll give it right back to East Central. OBU 4 of 12 with that miss from Scott, who's now 1 of 4 from beyond the arc.
Well, that's just too bad because Scott started out with his first one running toward the bench, almost full speed. Nothing but net. Those last 3 haven't even been close.
Udomo comes out of the ball game for OBU. Also, DJ Freeman is out. Legend Barrett and Akile are back in. Bison with 5 scholarship players here tonight. The only one that hasn't played off the bench is Ty Leopold. Left side, Luke Harper. A 3 on the way is short off the front rim from Ezedima. Ricky Brown will gallop into the front court, now slow it down. 1:37 to play first half. East Central by a point, 25-24 here in Shawnee, where inexplicably the Bison have struggled to a 4-6 home court record. Scott kicks it right corner. Brown's three too strong. Akile with the rebound, takes a dribble, goes back up one-handed, overshot the rim. Ball tipped, slammed to the floor. Brown has it, goes up and in off the window.
Boy, two great offensive rebounds. Akile with the great timing on the offensive board, missed it, but then Brown is right there between defenders, gets that ball pump fake off the board.
26-25, Oklahoma Baptist. They pick up two more offensive rebounds. They're +3 overall on the glass, including 5-4 on the offensive end. Wide open Thomas from 13 to the paint. He back rims it. Rebound tipped out. Legend Barrett runs it down before Dixon can handle it. To Scott. Bison a chance to build a 1-point lead. 45 seconds to play in the half. Akile's three no good. And a long rebound to Johnson to the far corner. He dribbles to midcourt, bounces it up ahead to Thomas, who goes to the rim, misses the layup. The tip halfway down that time by Johnson, rattled out. Akile has it for the Bison.
Great defense by Wilcox all over them. It's so hard to shoot in the paint with Wilcox jumping all over the place, thinking that you're going to get your shot blocked.
Difference of 5 of the shot and game clock, so OBU cannot play for the final shot. They can get close. Brown from Scott dribbles up to the left wing. Wilcox holds top of the circle. 9 to shoot. Ethan a deep left corner three. Got it. It did not look clean off of his hands. It wasn't. He rattled it home, but OBU leads by 4. And a timeout called by the first-year head coach Daniel Wheeler of East Central. 9.5 seconds to play. 29-25. Oklahoma Baptist with their biggest advantage of the half.
And what a quick release. You know, Ethan Scott, probably 5'10", 5'9". He's learned to do that throughout his career at Mustang High School, and he is just excellent at that quick release.
OBU has only been outshot 21-15 now from three-point land after it was a blitzkrieg early from the Tigers. And this is still a strange line. East Central 54% from three, Scott. For the night, they're shooting 27%. They have 7 of their 9 field goals outside the arc, and they missed a lot of chippies at or near the rim.
Yeah, and that's kudos to DJ Freeman and Wilcox in the paint. I mean, it is just murderous when those guys time their jumps right, causing people to shoot earlier. How about Ezedinma? He's just 1 of 5 from the floor, 1 of 2 from downtown. That was that bank shot that Legend Barrett almost blocked. But the inside, he's over, and that's because of the defense of the Bison's big men.
East Central will inbound in the backcourt. OBU will probably not pressure much until they get into the half-court set. 9.5 seconds to play, so plenty of time for Daniel Wheeler's club to execute a half-court offense. Bison lead by 4. They should lead at the half. Here we go. They'll inbound to Harper. Jump passes across the way to Thomas. Bounces it right side to Johnson. His three no good. Rebound underneath. Udomo. He'll fire from three-quarter court. It's short. And Oklahoma Baptist is short-handed as they are at One Dog with a 4-point lead over one of the hottest teams in the Great American Conference at East Central, 29-25.
Did you see how high Joshua Udomo got on that rebound? Pulls it out of the sky with the right hand, pulls it down. If he doesn't get that, there's some orange shirts there for a stick back. That's another big rebound by a guard. Ricky Brown, Joshua Udomo really helping on the boards.
29-25, Bison at the break over the Tigers. Our halftime show coming up after these messages. Tonight's game brought to you by First United Bank, the official bank sponsor of OBU Athletics of the Bison Sports Network and Classic Hits, KGFF.
Yeah, a water, and if there's any kind of Chick-fil-A, give me that sandwich. I bet you they're probably gone, but. Great American Conference basketball inside the Noble Complex. Halftime of the nightcap. Oklahoma Baptist with a big comeback, a 9-0 run at the 5:40 mark to take the lead 29-25 over East Central. East Central holds a big time advantage with the lead. 15 minutes and 36 seconds to just 2 minutes and 46 seconds for the Bison, and that was basically the last few minutes of the half where the Bison are up by 4. The biggest lead of the game for East Central, that was 8. That came at 10:42 to play before the break. OBU led by as many as 4, which they do now with 13 seconds left before half. Best scoring run for the Tigers, that was a 6-0 run at the 12:06 mark. Oklahoma Baptist went on that 9-0 run at 5:40. Lead has changed 7 times. Game's been tied 3 times. Of course, Eastern Central with that time with the lead advantage of about 13 minutes. Points off turnovers, East Central 5, Oklahoma Baptist 2. Points in the paint, Bison double up the Tigers 8-4. Second chance points, Oklahoma Baptist 7, East Central 2. Fast break points, OBU 3, East Central 2. And then points off the bench, Jason Aker rotating a thin bench here, 13-3 in favor of the Bison. Shooting in the first half for the Tigers, 9-34 from the floor, 26.5%. 7 of 14 from downtown, though. That's why they're in the game. Tigers have not went to the free throw line. Oklahoma Baptist, 10 of 29 from the floor, 34.5%. 5 of 15 from three-point land, 4 of 6 from the charity stripe at 67%. At halftime, Oklahoma Baptist leads East Central 29-25 in the men's game. This is Bison basketball on Classic Hits KGFF. Thank you. And 4 rebounds, 5 points. Luke Harper.
Spending life wisely means taking small steps towards a life of love and impact. And we're here to inspire and empower you along the way. Spend life wisely. First United Bank.
Okay, guys, we gotta make this quick. I got a 7 o'clock curtain call at the opera.
You know you could just order online.
No. A gentleman always does things the old-fashioned way.
All right, well, I just put your order in, so.
Well, it didn't tell you what I ordered.
I got you an ultimate patty melt with a side of loaded fries and a Dr. Pepper.
That is what I ordered. Yeah. We spend way too much time together.
Now you can order your food and fried pies online at boomerangdiner.com.
OBU fans, do you want the chance to support OBU student athletes from the convenience of your own mobile device? Text hashtag BAA at OBU to the number 52014 to support BAA student athletes. Donations are fully tax deductible, and every gift makes a difference in the OBU student athlete's life. Again, text hashtag BAA at OBU to the number 52014. For more information, log on to obubison.com.
Estate planning is a crucial step in protecting your family's future. With an estate plan, you can decide how to distribute your assets, make healthcare decisions, and support ministries after you pass away. It involves some pretty big decisions, but with guidance from Water's Edge, you can plan for your children's future, give to kingdom causes, and get expert help along the way. Build a solid foundation for your family. Start your estate plan today. Visit watersedgeservices.org.
Here at SCI Supply, you truly can purchase with purpose. Whether you're a university, a K-12 school, a local nonprofit, a church, or an individual, we have exactly what you're looking for. And 100% of the profit from your purchase stays here to fulfill the mission of providing vocational training, employment opportunities, and residential care to individuals with special need. So remember, how does your purchase make a purpose? By investing in South Central, the official office supply store of OBU Athletics.
I'm Noble McIntyre, and I'm a trial lawyer. But that was not my original plan. I went to Oklahoma Baptist University, and law school wasn't even on my radar. And then, one day it was. Why? Sometimes those with more power than others abuse that power. Instead of doing the right thing because it's the right thing, they do the wrong thing because it's profitable. An innocent victim is victimized again. They feel helpless and voiceless against the multi-billion-dollar insurance company. I saw it happen. I watched a family member suffer as the system left them feeling helpless and voiceless. I am not helpless, and I do have a voice. And for my clients, when the fight comes, the insurance company pulling strings in the shadows doesn't face a powerless victim. They face me. For way too long, insurance companies and major corporations have pushed around hardworking Oklahomans. McIntyre Law pushes back. If you need someone that tries cases and doesn't just settle, call McIntyre Law for a meeting at no cost to you. We are McIntyre Law, and we will fight for you.
Okay, guys, we gotta make this quick. I got a 7 o'clock curtain call at the opera.
You know you could just order online.
No. A gentleman always does things the old-fashioned way.
All right, well, I just put your order in, so.
Well, it didn't tell you what I ordered.
I got you an ultimate patty melt with a side of loaded fries and a Dr. Pepper.
That is what I ordered. Yeah. We spend way too much time together.
Now you can order your food and fried pies online at boomerangdiner.com.
OBU fans, do you want the chance to support OBU student athletes from the convenience of your own mobile device? Text hashtag BAA at OBU to the number 52014 to support BAA student athletes. Donations are fully tax deductible, and every gift makes a difference in the OBU student athlete's life. Again, text hashtag BAA at OBU to the number 52014. For more information, log on to obubison.com.
Estate planning is a crucial step in protecting your family's future. With an estate plan, you can decide how to distribute your assets, make healthcare decisions, and support ministries after you pass away. It involves some pretty big decisions, but with guidance from Water's Edge, you can plan for your children's future, give to kingdom causes, and get expert help along the way. Build a solid foundation for your family. Start your estate plan today. Visit watersedgeservices.org.
Here at SCI Supply, you truly can purchase with purpose. Whether you're a university, a K-12 school, a local nonprofit, a church, or an individual, we have exactly what you're looking for. And 100% of the profit from your purchase stays here to fulfill the mission of providing vocational training, employment opportunities, and residential care to individuals with special need. So remember, how does your purchase make a purpose? By investing in South Central, the official office supply store of OBU Athletics.
Spending life wisely means taking small steps towards a life of love and impact. And we're here to inspire and empower you along the way. Spend life wisely. First United Bank.
I'm Noble McIntyre, and I'm a trial lawyer. But that was not my original plan. I went to Oklahoma Baptist University, and law school wasn't even on my radar. And then one day it was. Why? Sometimes those with more power than others abuse that power. Instead of doing the right thing because it's the right thing, they do the wrong thing because it's profitable. An innocent victim is victimized again. They feel helpless and voiceless against the multi-billion-dollar insurance company. I saw it happen. I watched a family member suffer as the system left them feeling helpless and voiceless. I am not helpless, and I do have a voice. And for my clients, when the fight comes, the insurance company pulling strings in the shadows doesn't face a powerless victim. They face me. For way too long, insurance companies and major corporations have pushed around hardworking Oklahomans. McIntyre Law pushes back. If you need someone that tries cases and doesn't just settle, call McIntyre Law for a meeting at no cost to you. We are McIntyre Law, and we will fight for you.
Okay, guys, we gotta make this quick. I got a 7 o'clock curtain call at the opera.
You know you can just order online.
No. A gentleman always does things the old-fashioned
in the late
way.
game. I was reading that
All right,
text,
well, I
and
just
I don't know
put
that it
orders.
was written right.
Well,
but
it didn't tell you what I ordered.
we'll sort it all out as best we can in the post-game show. Baseball tomorrow noon, right here on the Bison Sports Network. I'll be on the call for the final game of the Harding series. OBU will try to sweep the Bisons back to Searcy. Won 14-4 and 2-1 today. Softball play their rubber match in Searcy tomorrow against Harding. OBU won 3-0. The 11th pitching victory for the great Kaylee Jones. In the first game, they lost 3-1, had the bases loaded with 2 out, and came up empty in the 7th. Tigers will have the basketball, and here we go. Final half of the regular season underway. One of only 2 games remaining to this marathon of a Great American Conference schedule for everybody in the league. Kenyon Thomas with it out front. Now to Ezedima. He'll put up a 3. It is short. And Riggs had the rebound knocked away from him. Back to Ezedima in the backcourt. Loose ball that doesn't go OBU's way. Right front court, Kenyon Thomas. And the ball knocked away by Riggs, and a foul at midcourt against Quentin Johnson. How about that? Caleb Riggs, who couldn't get that miss off of Ezedima, was able to force a turnover and give Oklahoma Baptist their first second-half possession.
You know, the exact same thing happened. I thought Quentin Johnson cut him off earlier when he tried to run down that rebound. This time, Riggs just had a better step on Johnson.
Udomo with it left side. Both teams start the way they begin the basketball game. Cross-court pass, Wilcox to Riggs. Bang! Caleb knocks the eyes out of a 3. He has 6, and Oklahoma Baptist leads by 7, 32-25 with 19:14 to play.
Wow, that's like a 6-0 turnaround with Riggs getting the steal where East Central gets nothing, then he pops a 3 on him on the other end.
Riggs on Harper as they work at a man-to-man defense. Luke with it high in the left front court. Shovels a pass to Thomas, top of the circle. He attacks against Udomo and a blocking foul. They're going to call a block on Brown, not Udomo, and that's a shame because DJ Freeman had erased that shot.
Smart play by Keon Thomas, the leading scorer for the Tigers. He leans into Brown. and then a great play by DJ Freeman to block that shot. Otherwise, that would have been an and one. I think that ball's going in.
I was right. Udomo has his second, not on Ricky Brown. Kenyon Thomas, first free throw is good. Here we are in game 28 of the year, and guess I don't know that Josh is 3 and Brown is 5.
Well, some of those big orange shirt guys will cover him up. It's hard to see from here.
Second Thomas free throw, nothing but that, so he gets 2 of the 3 back. 18:51 to play, second half, 32-27 Oklahoma Baptist. Both of these two teams hold their opponents to less than 42% field goal shooting. Josh Udomo against the matchup zone, attacks, bounces it down low to Freeman for the two-handed flush.
That's what Udomo was looking for the whole time. He just had to get by that first guy with the head fake inside to the right. He goes left up the middle, bounce pass to Freeman, lead pass.
Udomo with his second assist. Harper around Brown. Boy, he put him in the rocking chair and was able to get left to the goal for the bucket.
Boy, that's big shots for East Central, because OBU, when they went on that 9-0 run with 5:40 to go before half, they've captured all the momentum in this game.
Luke Harper with his 8th point. He averages double figures, had 20 in the first meeting today at the Kerr Center back in December. Right baseline, Wilcox backing down. The double team comes. He spins away, drops, goes up left-handed, and it rolls home.
Oh, you just get that close. You don't have to be perfectly accurate. Nice soft touch with the left hand, bounce around the rim, off the board and in.
Bison off to a 3-for-3 shooting start here in the final half. They lead again by 7. Driving left baseline to the goal. Wilbert, he's trapped underneath the goal, flips it up, overshot everything. That's actually Kenyon Thomas. Great low post defense for the Bison. Points in the paint tonight, 12-6 Oklahoma Baptist. They lead 36-29, 2.5 minutes into the second half. Udomo right in front of us getting instructions for fifth-year head coach Jason Aker. Josh angles to the right wing side, down to Riggs, pump fake, steps inside the arc, jumper on the way, is an air ball. And possession back to East Central. That's the first miss in 4 field goal attempts here in the second half for OBU.
I think Caleb wanted either a block shot, a tip, or the guy held his arm. He wasn't very happy about that.
Ty Miller, Scott Wadish with you, and the Bison Sports Network crew. I'll tell you what, they do an outstanding job of their video productions here at Oklahoma Baptist. Glad to be a part of it. Luke Harper from the right to left front court. Guarded by Caleb Riggs. Now veers back right. It's juggled by Thomas and out of bounds. Last touch by Riggs, who tried to knock it off of Luke Harper.
Yeah, you talk about the video boards and the replays. It's just getting better and better, kind of like the players. Some of these people you see develop to seniors on senior day just have gotten better over the years.
That's all because of the vision of athletic director Robert Davenport. A program's only as good as its head, and boy, I'll tell you what, Davenport is really good. Harper, life's left, lays it in. Halftime, incidentally, Henderson State 41, Harding 36. Here it's 36-31. Harper with the last 4 for ECU.
See, Harper's not super fast, but he is such an astute shooter that you have to worry about him rising up from any spot on the floor. That's how he gets by you.
Caleb Riggs through the top of the key, reverses left wing, pump fake. Ethan Scott, Harper stays down. Now it's Freeman, 10 to shoot, backs down. Cross courts it. Scott's 3 on the way, no good. Rebound though to Ricky Brown. He dribbles it out left wing to Riggs. He'll put up a 3, got it. How about Caleb Riggs playing with a heavy heart tonight? He's got 6 of his 9 in the second half. OBU leads it by 8.
How about the unselfishness by Brown? He had a crack at the 3 first, but he saw that Riggs was a little bit more open, so he dumped it off.
9th assist for OBU on 14 baskets, and at the other end, they have Johnson in a cage underneath, but he's bailed out by a whistle. DJ Freeman with his first, and we'll have 2 free throws for the orange and black cladded Tigers of East Central.
Freeman come down with a big swipe, but it didn't look like he hit a lot, but Jason Klontz is only 3 feet from that play, so he had the foul.
Akile about to report in for OBU. Leonard Dixon about to check in for East Central, and the foul shot good by Johnson. Already the Tigers have shot 3 free throws here. They've done it in 3 minutes and 55 seconds after failing to attempt a free throw in the first 20 minutes of play. Second free throw by Quentin Johnson on the way, good. So Johnson has 7 points, and every time Oklahoma Baptist has hit a shot, East Central has come up with a big answer.
Yeah, that's huge because the Bison are hot. Inside-outside game, splitting that zone with that bounce pass, the two-handed dunk to Freeman, then Riggs follows up with a huge three.
Ethan Scott, a one-handed push pass, right wing side for Riggs. Over the top to Wilcox. He dribbles away from the double team, lays it in, but no foul. David Stevens called on the floor. Jason Aker jumping up and down. He thought there should have been an and one. Instead, Johnson's third prevents a bucket for the time being.
I can go
16. Go ahead.
I think David Stevens is right there because all that contact was going while Wilcox was down in the triple threat position. You've got to be in the act of shooting to go to the free throw line.
Under 16 minutes to play. Second half, 15:45 to be exact. 39-33 Bison of the OBU Sports.
Dr. Pepper.
That is what I ordered. Yeah. We spend way too much time together.
Now you can order your food and fried pies online at boomerangdiner.com.
OBU fans, do you want the chance to support OBU student athletes from the convenience of your own mobile device? Text hashtag BAA at OBU to the number 52014 to support BAA student athletes. Donations are fully tax deductible, and every gift makes a difference in the OBU student athlete's life. Again, text hashtag BAA at OBU to the number 52014. For more information, log on to obubison.com.
Stop with a jump stop for a jump shot.
Tanner to Harper, drives base left. He bounces it to Dixon, who hits the three. Well, they just keep coming at you. 39-36. East Central on a 5-0 run over the last 106. OBU has hit just one of their last four for the floor. Ethan Scott into the front court. Jason Aker in front of us asking for a hand check from David Stevens. Scott doing a lot of dribbling, gets it down to Akile. Right side, Riggs. On the baseline, Wilcox, 18-footer, in and out. Ricky crashes, but Brown unable to snag the rebound. Wilbert has it. East Central could tie with a three of this possession. They led a moment or trailed a moment ago by 8. Luke Harper with it, foul on extended left wing to Barron Tanner. They swing it right for Romello Wilbert. Wilbert with a hard dribble, gets into the paint. Cross courts it left for Thomas. He penetrates, leaves it back out front. Dixon pump fakes, slips to the floor, ball loose, picked up by East Central, and a foul going to the goal.
I think it's going to be on Ethan Scott. He was laying on the floor. I guess David Stevens is going to say he stuck his foot out or something.
Ethan Scott with his first, and the entire OB bench was telling David Stevens it's on two. It's on two. After David was walking around looking to decide who the foul was on.
Yeah, I don't know what he was asking help for, because initially when he gave the foul signal, he pointed right down at Ethan Scott. That's why I knew it was on Ethan.
Freeman is back in. Udomo is in. Riggs and Scott are out. 3-point OBU lead. 14.5 minutes to play, second half. Wilbert angles to the top of the circle. Left wing Tanner hesitates, fires it, no good. Weak side, Dixon with a rebound. Spins on the wing, resets on a cross-court pass. Wilbert drives against the zone. Leaves it left corner for Kenyon Thomas. Thomas with a hard right dribble. Goes left to right in the paint, rolls off, no good. Nigel tips the rebound. Juggling was Udomo and a loose ball foul against the Tigers. And that'll go against Wilbert. That's Romello's first personal foul.
You got to give it up to Udomo, just a freshman coming in this high physical. I'm telling you, Todd, that's a big jump from high school to this Division II. The high physical. He was so strong inside, got that benefit of the foul.
Playing 3A or 4A basketball at that. Under 14 minutes to play, 39-36. Right front quadrant is Wilcox. One hands a pass on the wing. Now Udomo's pass cross court intercepted by Dixon, and Brown racing by commits the foul. That's number 2 on him. Should be the 4th against the Bison. It is, and there's 3 here in the second half of the board against East Central.
Boy, Oklahoma Baptist had all the momentum. They're still up by 3, but they're in danger of letting this swing the other way.
Side in front of the East Central bench. Kenyon Thomas to trigger it inbounds. Trey Green doing a lot of coaching in an interim role for OBU. In fact, he called some of the inbounds plays in Durant Thursday night. 3 out front by Dixon, 2 strong. Brown the rebound. OBU +3 on the offensive glass. Brown speeds into the front court, pulls it out. Udomo open 3, no good. Follows his own miss, takes a drive right, and a foul before the shot. Boy, they are whistle happy here in the second half as that one goes against Luke Harper. He has his first.
Well, they're correct calls. They're passing on some because Romello Wilbert, he hand-checked Ricky Brown all the way up the floor here.
They could pass on a few more. I have a game at noon tomorrow from baseball. Udomo to inbound the basketball. Lobs it to Freeman. He has his back to the basket, left corner. Now it's Josh to Brown, swings it right. Akile Bradley to the goal. Pump fakes and an offensive foul. I thought he shuffled his feet. I didn't think there was an offensive foul, and Bradley turns it over with his second personal.
I don't know if Jason Klontz thought that Akile used his left arm to clear him out. It's hard for me to see through Coach Mitch Hollis here, but I agree with you. I think he shuffled his feet a little bit.
In the offseason, I want to improve. I want our coaches to have glass in their back so we can see through. Harper uncontested to the rim for the layup. He got by Nigel Wilcox, and there was nobody from the foul line to the rim.
Harper leads all scorers with 12 points, 5 of 8 from the field, 2 for 2 from downtown.
Under 13 minutes to play. East Central's climbed back to within 1 after trailing by 8, 39-38. Udomo drives left, comes to a jump stop, feeds it out high now for Brown, wing left. Brown crosses over, loses it, ball leaps in the paint. Brown picks it up, shot blocked by Tanner. Brown gets it back, shot clock down to 4. Udomo tries to drive and a reach against Wilbert. That's his second. That'll be number 5 against ECU as Caleb Riggs will quickly get back up and into the ballgame. By the way, congratulations to Caleb's alma mater, OK. The Mustangs back into the state tournament. They qualified last night. He did it without their all-time leading scorer in program history, Caleb Riggs.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to have Caleb here tonight.
Me too. Brown, 3-pointer straight on, no good. Tipped though by Freeman is good. Boy, he just knows how to time the shot on the rim, doesn't he?
And it's like he's Spider-Man, like he's hanging up in the air. I don't know if he just stuck to the backboard and held himself up, but that delay in the air is just unbelievable by Freeman.
9th offensive rebound for Oklahoma Baptist, leads to their 11th and 12th second chance points of the ball game. Harper angles right against Caleb Riggs. Shot clock down to 7. He spins away from Riggs and finger rolls it in. Luke Harper is starting to take this game over. He's got 14, including 8 here in 8 minutes of the second half.
And what's scary is he's doing it off the dribble, because when OBU lays off him a little bit, he's going to rise up. He's such a great shooter.
You know, you look at a guy like Luke Harper, 1 year on the Division II level, you wonder how he played 4 years at an NAI school. And Wilcox knocks down the 3 for Nigel. That's his second career 3, and both of them have come here in this season.
Boy, that is huge. At the East Center, and here comes Harper again, one-on-one against Riggs.
44-40. Left circle, Harper drives to the goal. Wilcox hedges, handed off to Tanner. Got by with steps. He airballs the jumper. Rebound tipped out. Thomas, the shot clock down to 9. Dixon will trigger a 3. Got it. Shibbity cribity. They've hit 10 3-point baskets. They're shooting 50% from beyond the arc. Lead down to 1 and a turnover. The steal that time to Thomas to the goal for the lay-in. And East Central with 5 straight has taken a 1-point lead, 45-44 with under 11 minutes to play. And Jason Aker is upset and wants a timeout. Timeout. 11:03 to play. Second half. East Central on a run. They lead 45-44. Tonight's game brought to you by First United Bank on the Bison Network and Classic Hits, KGFF.
Okay.
How long does it take for one team to erase a 4-point deficit? In this answer, 44 seconds. 5-0 East Central run, and the Tigers are on the high side, 45-44 with 11:03 to play.
And that's just unfortunate. The Bison had so much momentum going into halftime, and they're fighting and fighting to do it, but you give it up to Luke Harper. Luke Harper scoring off the dribble. All his shots in the opening half were on jump shots.
Ethan Scott brings it to the front court. He returns to the lineup. Freeman hands it off to Brown. Hard dribble left into the paint. Drop steps, pivots, ducks, goes up. Missed it off the window with a foul. And that's on Romello Wilbert. And they're going to change it and say it's on Dixon. That's his second.
Well, we get 2 free throws. Try to go back on the high side for Oklahoma Baptist.
Timeout. 10:49 to play in the ball game. 45-44 East Central. This is OBU basketball on the Bison Sports Network and Classic Hits KGFF.
Okay.
They played Luther. They're up 3 in the fourth. Crooked Oak. .49 to play in the second half. Since 1981, South Central Industries has given individuals with developmental and intellectual disabilities opportunities to grow vocationally, residentially, and socially. Learn more about their mission as well as their services, including their office supply store and their food truck at southcentralindustries.inc.com. Ricky Brown will be at the free throw line. He is as close to automatic as it comes, 21 of 23 of this ball club. Tigers by 1, 45-44. Ricky at the line looking for his 8th and 9th points. Free throw is good. He hit the front of the rim, but it dropped down. 12 minutes to go from Harding. The Bisons now trail 65-47 to Jimmy Elgis and Henderson State. This one to break the tie, and it's good. Nothing but net for Ricky, the Valdosta, Georgia transfer. 10:45 to go, OBU by a point. Luke Harper into the front court. He's played a team-high 28 minutes of this one tonight. Harper holds between the rings out front. Bison have gone to his zone. Wing left, Jakeem Akers. It's a 2-3 look. On the baseline, Ezedima. Back out front to Akers. Shot clock down to 7. Akers angles right. Shot clock down to 4. Wing right is Dixon. He drives, cut off, then a Harper at the buzzer. No good. Rebound to Brown. Brown tries a half-court pass. It's deflected off Riggs, out of bounds.
Boy, I like that call by Aker to switch to that 2-3 zone. East Central was caught off guard, almost had a shot clock violation, had a brick by Harper, who's the leading scorer in this contest, and I think Aker was forced to do that, Todd, because Harper is scoring so much off the dribble.
The three-point line, Scott, as you know, because you and I grew up in the earlier days without that, it's become a great equalizer in basketball. East Central shooting 33% of the road, yet they have a chance to win because they've made 9 three-point baskets. They're down 1 with a basketball. Left corner, Jakeem Akers. Akers with a right hand gets to the paint. Looked like he almost drug his pivot foot. Now it's Harper against that zone. Backing down against Wilcox. One hands it up. Front rims it, and it rolls off. Freeman corrals the miss. DJ with his 8th rebound. 34th retrieval of the night for OBU.
See, Harper had to rush that shot because Wilcox is an astute shot blocker, so he really quickly shot. Almost made it, but that was an altered shot.
Scott throws it away as Dixon jumped. Freeman for the interception. Up ahead it goes. The lay-in is good for Akers, and Ethan Scott will commit the foul. Ethan, you can't let him get the shot off.
Well, I think Todd Campbell hesitated, the official there. He called the foul. That was like 3/4 of the way up the lane. And it's almost like he gave him continuation. That was almost on the floor, but I agree with you, Todd. once you know that you fouled, you hear that whistle, just slap that ball away.
Jakeem Akers will go to the stripe. He has his first points of the night. He's only taken 3 shots. And the free throw is up and good. So just like that, East Central pulls in front by 2, 48-46. Daniel Wheeler, the young first-year head coach, step out of the floor, urging his team on with a rapid hand clap. Ethan Scott, left flank with a basketball. Veers from side to side near the midcourt stripe. Now it's Nigel between the circles to Brown. Crossover dribble to Riggs. He'll put up a 3. Bang! He got it. And Riggs stuck it right in the face of Leonard Dixon.
Riggs looking at us, at the crowd with those mean eyes. I love the intensity Caleb Riggs brings.
49-48, under 9 minutes to play in the ball game. We're riding the seesaw here at Shawnee. Attacking left is Thomas, and a huge block by Wilcox. Brown the retrieval. He speeds up ahead. Left wing, Riggs for 3. No. This place might have exploded. He misses it off the side of the rim, and Dixon has the miss.
Boy, what a block by Wilcox and retrieval by Brown.
Wing left. Quentin Johnson. OBU gets back quickly. Wilcox has a hand after him in his face. Down the paint goes Dixon. Brick the runner. Good defense by Riggs that time. Rebound to Brown. It's poked out of his hands from behind. Right to Nigel, who misses flat on the layup. He gets his own retrieval out to Scott. Moves left, puts up a 3. Good! Holy Toledo! A big 3 by the freshman sharpshooter from Mustang. 52-48 OBU.
Well, he did the ball fake, and then he dribbled left to get that separation and kind of a fall-away 3. Beautiful move by Ethan Scott.
The kid is fearless. 9 more on 3 three-point baskets tonight. Out high is Leonard Dixon. Bison have responded with 5 straight points. Make that 6. Johnson, right of the paint. Cross courts it. Thomas puts up a 3. It's an air ball. Rebound to Thomas underneath, and a shot clock violation because the initial 3 did not hit the rim. That was actually Akers with the initial shot, not Thomas, and we'll get the under 8 media timeout with 7:43 to play. OBU 52, East Central 48. This is Bison Basketball with the OBU Sports Network, brought to you by First United Bank on KGFF. Okay. A proud sponsor of OBU basketball is the Lunchbox Sandwich Shop, located at 217 East Main in Shawnee. Great sandwiches, salad, soups, dessert. It's the Lunchbox. It's not just deli, it's delicious. Oklahoma Baptist, 5 of 9 of the second half from 3, 47% for the ball game. Riggs has to run down a deflected pass into the backcourt, 14 to shoot. Caleb's covered up by Harper. Left side to Wilcox, bounces it for Freeman on the baseline. Freeman drives deep, whips it across the floor. Riggs fumbles, right corner, Scott 3, no good. And over the back is Udomo. That's a bad third foul on Josh Udomo, because that's the 7th against the Bison. It'll be a 1-1 at the east end of the Noble for the visitors from Ada.
Yeah, especially since OBU retook the momentum up 52-48 after trailing there just a little bit. But Udomo, I know what he's trying to do. He's just trying to reach, keep that possession alive. But unfortunately, he got on Quentin Johnson's shoulder with that elbow.
Quentin Johnson at the line. He's 2 of 2. He's Central tonight for the stripe, 5 of 5. OBU was 6 of 8. Foul shot up and good. So Johnson will get a second free throw. OBU on a 6-0 run over the last 2:13 before that made free throw. That's how long it took him to build the lead to 4 after they trailed by 2. Similar to what East Central did, a 44-second 5-0 run as they erased what was once an 8-point second half advantage by OBU. Johnson's second free throw hit the hill of the rim. Big time for a first miss. OBU has it with 7:12 to play. Into the front court left, Udomo. Against the zone defense, it's Scott left side to Udomo. Pair of freshmen, a blocking foul. No, they called a travel on Udomo.
Yeah, once he kind of stuttered, he faked left, then with the right foot before he put the ball down. You can call that, but it's kind of a tight call.
It was a tight call, but it was going to be a break for OBU, and I was about to say that they called it on Thomas. 6:55 to play in the ball game. Kenyon Thomas, OBU 52, East Central 49. Thomas an open left three, got it.
Well, it's got to be challenged. Thomas is the leading scorer, double figures on average-wise. Scott didn't get a hand up on that one.
He has 9 points, make that 11 points tonight. 9 in the second half. We're tied at 52. So the run quickly is 5 straight. Scott for 3 out front, misses that one long. Rebound to Akile, to Wilcox, back to Udomo. 3 left circle, almost banked it in. Rebound poked around and finally caroms to Luke Harper. With 6:17 to play, OBU and East Central tied at 52.
Wow, that wasn't even close. I know Udomo wasn't trying to bank that in, hit the top of the square.
Thomas to Tanner. He's been quiet in the second half. Harper with it left wing. Lobs it down low. It's gathered by Dixon. Cross courts it. Thomas with it right circle. And now to
Travel.
Johnson, who travels as he fell on the floor. That'll be turnover number 6 for the Tigers. They forced 12 from OBU tonight.
That's the difference in the men's and women's officiating. Right there, Quinn Johnson hits the floor on his own volition. A lot of times in a women's game, you get a foul because they hit the floor. Great call by Todd Campbell. Even Coach Wheeler didn't even argue about it because Johnson was out of control and he tripped and fell on his own volition.
Riggs and Freeman are back into the ball game with under 6 to play. We're tied at 52 here at the Noble. A great way to close out the regular season. Ethan Scott with 3 3-point baskets, drives into a trap on the baseline. Gets it to Freeman. Left wing side to Riggs. 2 dribbles out front of Keeley. Stays down, pump fakes, drives inside the arc. Bingo, he knocks down the 2 to break the tie, and OBU's back in front by a bucket.
Boy, good job to square up by Akile. He's missed badly on some shots. That's clutch here in crunch time.
Harper with a screen left, curls over the top of the key. Jump passes down low. Now they touch it back out high. Shot clock down to 14. Attacking is Johnson, and a foul against Oklahoma Baptist. I think they've called it on Akile. That's his 3rd. That's also the 8th against OBU, so it'll be a 1-and-1.
Yeah, you got to call that. It's a pretty hard hit from behind by Akile.
Quentin Johnson was at the line the previous trip down the floor, hit 1 of 2. He only missed tonight at 7 free throws by East Central, a 73% foul shooting team. They average almost 15.5 tries per ball game for the Strike. First one up, and it rattles in and out. Rebound fought for. Freeman outworked 2 East Central Tigers for it. He was the last line of defense for OBU to prevent a bucket. 54-52, Bison, 5:11 to play.
Just can't say enough about Freeman. Does everything. That was over behind somebody, an orange shirt, pulls it back, was being tipped around, and he's the first one to get there.
Brown drives, cut off on the baseline. Now to Scott, another 3. Got it! Ethan Scott with 2 huge threes. On senior night, it's a freshman propelling OBU down the stretch, 57-52.
Yeah, Akers got to leave him out there for the remainder of this game because that's going to open up somebody else for an open shot when they got to account for him.
Ethan 4 of 9 from 3-point range. Tanner out front, swings it left. Johnson drives to the goal, missed it, but basket interference.
Yeah, Freeman didn't have to do that. That was a miss. His follow-through slapped the backboard. That's correct.
Quentin Johnson will get the bucket, 57-54. We are at crunch time, 1 dog in Shawnee with 4:26 to play.
Yeah, fantastic action in this great American Conference. Outstanding men's game here.
Ethan Scott, my hero, left side. Akile, top of the key. Spins left elbow to Riggs. Caleb pump fakes, defender stays down. Now he goes left to right, missed the jumper from 11 feet. Rebound to Thomas. See Central Catawba with the 3 of this possession. They made 10 of those and 22 tries tonight. Bison at 39% for the ball game overall. Harper spins, kicks it right side. The tie from 3, no good by Tanner Jr. Rebound tipped out, and Thomas has it. Right corner 3 is good from Leonard Dixon. They
Yeah,
just
Leonard.
won't go away from three. We're tied at 57.
Well, there's so much ball movement, long rebounds. Leonard Dixon just camped out at the right corner, was wide open.
3:36 to play in regulation. Deadlocked at 57 inside the Noble. East Central in a zone defense. Scott to Freeman to Riggs. Steps inside the arc, down to Brown. Hard dribble left to the baseline. Almost step to the baseline. Backs it out on the wing for Ricky. 6 to shoot. They swing it right. Aquile's three. Good! Holy Toledo. Bradley Aquile knocks the eyes out of a three. Bison back in front by a triple.
I thought they were rotating it to get it to Ethan Scott. Aquile. Stop with Aquile. That's a clutch shot.
Bradley, the transfer from Incarnate Word, has 2 3-pointers tonight. Harper backing down, goes left, and a blocking foul against Aquile. That is going to be his 4th personal foul. It'll also be the 9th against OBU. With 3:01 to play in regulation, it'll be the final 1-1 of the night for East Central.
I tell you, all that contact was initiated by Luke Harper. Jason Kloss, he watched a couple times, gave him that one-on-one.
It'll also take us to the final media timeout of the regular season. 60-57 OBU. Back after these messages on the Bison Sports Network and KGFF. Okay. You love golf, you love to support Bison Athletics. Boy, oh boy, do I have good news for you. It's time to sign up now for the Bison's annual golf tournament, the Bison Backer Classic. March 25th, a 9 a.m. shotgun start at Fire Lake Golf Course here at Shawnee. If you're a solo player, they'll put you on a team, $120 per person. If you want a team of 4, it's $440. OBUBison.com/Bison Backers Classic for more information. So Luke Harper will be at the free throw line with 3:01 to play. Bison are going to finish 7th because Henderson State is pulling away from Harding 85-66 as Harper rattles the free throw home. Henderson State is really red hot. And I'm going to tell you, that's a team I don't think anybody wants to face with Elgis on the bench and the way they defend. They could surprise somebody on opening day. Second free throw by Harper is good. I did think Harding might put up more of a fight tonight as Jeff Morgan is coaching his final game after 30 years on the bench. The 4th winningest coach all time in Arkansas basketball history for Harding. 60-59, 2:47 to play. Ethan Scott, left baseline. Ricky Brown spins back to Nigel. Out front to Freeman, now to Riggs. 14 to shoot. Caleb Dancy with the basketball. Needs some help. Brown pops out left front court to Wilcox, 7 to shoot. Takes strides, goes down the paint and throws it in. How about Nigel Wilcox on his 5th basket, getting double figures with 11. 62-59 with 2:20 to play.
5 of 8 from the floor. That's the second time that one-handed little baby hook.
Harper had it stripped going to the goal, but a foul against Ricky Brown. Boy, it looked like it was clean from this vantage point. And that is number 3 on Ricky, the 10th against the Bison. So Luke Harper, who's starting to make a living to the free throw line of the winning seconds, goes back there for 2.
Yeah, and Harper hadn't been to the free throw line until this his previous time.
East Central has been searching for a coach that can stay for a while. Not that they've not had good coaches, as the first free throw is good by Harper. After Havens was there, they then went to Chris Crutchfield, but he had aspirations of returning to D1. Max Pendry was a young coach. I think he had promise, but he stayed just one season as Harper hits the second. I think they found their guy in Daniel Wheeler, a protege of Bob Hoffman. In fact, a matchup of Hoffman proteges in this one tonight. Riggs across midcourt, trapped and calls the timeout. 2:12 to play in the ball game. There'll be 22 on the shot clock. And we're going to keep it right here in baseball tomorrow noon on the Bison Sports Network. I'll have the call. Final game of the series with Harding. OBU winning twice today, 14-4 and 2-1 over the Bisons. They'd love to get another one tomorrow and even the record at 3-3 after 2 weeks in conference play after stumbling to the road of the league opener a week ago at Arkansas Tech.
Well, here we got a half-court set here. Riggs just got across half court, called timeout immediately before that trap. And only 2:12 left to go. This is a big possession here. I like to see him going to Wilcox. They might kick it out to the three-point shooter.
And you know, Scott, something I didn't comment during the play-by-play, OBU was really close to getting the 10-second violation. In fact, by the time Riggs caught it and came to the front court, 8 seconds had already elapsed. 62-61. Both teams shooting well from three. OBU now actually is outshot East Central by one made three-point basket. Riggs and alley-oop lob for Freeman, and he slams it home. Holy Toledo, how's that for a call?
How about using the timeout? That's beautiful. Perfect pass, and then you got a guy look like he jumped off a trampoline to go get that ball for the two-handed grab.
64-61. Harper weaving his way to the goal with a left-handed layup. They cannot stop him now. 1:44 to play. It's a 1-point OBU lead. Bison have one timeout left. The Tigers have three. The possession arrow does favor OBU. Scott bounces it for Wilcox out high. Nigel back to Ethan. Scott lobs it back to Wilcox, 13 to shoot. East Central trying to trap out high in that 2-3 zone. Wilcox of the Bison head, center circle logo to Brown, and a timeout. And that is it for OBU. They've exhausted their timeout with 1:21 to play, and it's 64-63. And I don't know that Jason really wanted the timeout. He's out talking now.
Well, Ricky Brown hit the three.
Yeah, I know.
And he was joking with officials. He called the timeout well before that happened, but
the way he was acting, I thought he didn't want it, and that's his final one.
Well,
you're right. It negates what would have been a three-point basket by Ricky Brown.
Oh, he's going to make them look at the replay to see if the timeout came before the shot.
They're pulling the monitor up just off to our right here on the scorer's table. I think this has been fun tonight. OBU's women winning 70-51, a game that wasn't even as close as the final 19 points. We'll be at Fire Lake Arena for a second straight year. Hopefully this year the stay will be longer for both the men and women. Last year, OBU was the 2 seed, and they were upset by Southwestern. The 7 seed of that building has done very well. SWOSU last year was the 7 seed, and they knocked off 3 top 4 teams en route to stealing a bid and winning the Great American Conference title.
Oklahoma Baptist has got the talent to do it all the way. So, you know, it's up to the players, and that's what makes this league so fun. It's so hard to win every game, and look at how this is. You got a 1-point game with 1:21 left. Oklahoma Baptist leading 64-63 over East Central.
You have to get the ball inbounds, though, Juan Dog, because you don't have another timeout.
That's right. I like having Riggs inbound. Riggs about 6'3", where he has better vision than maybe a guy like Ethan Scott or even Ricky Brown, who's a little shorter.
Riggs pacing around in front of us, waiting for East Central to come back out of the floor. The Tigers are now there. 1:22 to play. OBU without timeouts. A 1-point Bison lead. They do have the possession arrow. Caleb Riggs directly in front of Steve Hudson, one of the 2 assistants for Jason Aker, is going to stand to inbound the basketball. Gets it to Scott. Ethan puts up a long 3. No good. He had to heave it. Brown runs the rebound into Wilcox, and it's knocked out of his hands by Johnson out of bounds.
Oh, that's fortunate. Woo!
It all started, though, with that about 28, 29-foot heave by Ethan Scott hitting the rim. I mean, that was with the play clock really deep.
Yeah, it was about 4 because there was 6 when they inbounded.
20 to shoot. OBU has it. Brown with it right side. East Central very aggressive in that zone defense. Ethan Scott the right flank with a basketball. 1:04 to play. Scott left of a Wilcox screen. 7 to shoot. He'll pull the trigger, and he got it! Ethan Scott hit another 3. He's got 5 tonight. Oklahoma Baptist by 4.
Wow, I thought he was going to pull it quick. Then he just kind of hesitated and rose up.
Harper spinning, backing. Kicks it out left wing. Johnson hesitates, puts up a three, no good. Rebound, Ricky Brown with 42 seconds to play. He'll leave it to Riggs. OBU closing in on a season-ending victory that would even the record at 14. And 14, and Ethan Scott is fouled in the backcourt. Luke Harper will send him to the line for a 1-and-1 on the 7th foul of the second half for the Tigers. Scott, as his career goes along, will be more of a foul shooter. Right now he's a spot-up shooter, so he doesn't get to the line much. This is only his 6th free throw attempt, and he knocks down the first one cleanly. He is now 5 of 6 for the line. The freshman still in the limelight here on senior night on Bison Hill. Ethan's second one is good. 5 straight for Ethan Scott. OBU leads by 6. 34 seconds to play. Luke Harper into the front court. Veers right. Scott doubles him. They lob it out high. Leonard Dixon's three good. He rattled it home for the top of the key. If that one doesn't go, the game is over.
Well, that's good defense by Wilcox. He jumped straight up. Really distracted Dixon, but he just had enough online where it hit the inside of the front of the rim and crawled in.
69-66. How far has Ethan Scott come, Scott, since we saw this East Central team back on December the 17th? The young man from Mustang played 8 minutes, did not have a shot attempt or any type of statistic. Tonight, Ethan is 5 of 11 shooting, 2 of 2 for the foul line. He has matched a career high set on the recent road trip at Arkansas Monticello with 17.
And a great job by Aker keeping him on the floor. A lot with those rotations. Sometimes Scott will get 2 or 3 threes right in a row and then you sit him down. But just having him out there on the floor requires East Central to account for him. If you notice when Ethan Scott gets the basketball up high, they try to trap him and push out there. Well, that's leaving Caleb Riggs wide open on the backside if they can get it to him.
East Central will use full court pressure. OBU and East Central, the final game of the conference slate. The other is gone final. Henderson 99, Harding 75 at Searcy. Ricky Brown to inbound the basketball. Doesn't have a timeout. Better hurry. Gets it to Scott. Scott then in it, knocked out of his hands out of bounds, and there should have been a foul call. He was hit and lost the basketball. Quentin Johnson was the one that made the contact.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of contact there right in front of Jason Klontz down there. So now East Central's going to try to tie it with a 3 here, 27.6 seconds left.
Shot clock is off. Tigers have put up 26 threes. They made 12. They need 13 to go to have a shot. Inbounds pass, Kenyon Thomas. Deep three, Dixon. Around and down, Leonard Dixon with 2 straight threes. 22.8 seconds to play. Brown will inbound to Wilcox, who comes back. Back to Ricky Brown. We're tied at 69. A 6-0 run in 16 seconds by East Central, all from Leonard Dixon. 10 seconds to play in regulation. We're tied at 69. Brown to Riggs, right side. 5 seconds to play. To Wilcox. Now to Scott. He drives, kicks it left corner, the 3 block, and that'll do it. We're going to overtime. Tied at 69. Ricky Brown had the shot blocked, and I think it was Quentin Johnson in the near corner that blocked it.
Well, how about Leonard Dixon? He got 2 straight ice cold water in his veins. He hit those 2 threes to tie it up.
The first one was as clean as you could get. The second one went around and around before finally finding the bottom of the basket. 5 minutes enough? Extra basketball to decide this one. We'll find out after these messages. Overtime coming up, tied at 69 on the Bison Network and KGFL. Okay. Leonard Dixon, who came in shooting just a tick under 44% for the season, hit 2 3-point baskets in a mere matter of seconds. part of an 18-point night in which he's 6 of 9 from 3. The Bison could not get a clean look on the final shot of regulation, and we're tied at 69. As great as this league has been, why not play at least 5 more minutes to extend the regular season?
Yeah, that timeout called by the OBU bench with only 6 seconds left on the shot clock really hurt where that long shot. But OBU actually got the rebound because Ethan Scott hit the rim with that bank attempt three-pointer from 30 feet.
Fouls carry over. OBU has 2 players in foul trouble. 3 actually, Akile with 4, Udomo and Brown with 3. Only one Tiger, Quentin Johnson, with more than 2 fouls, and he has 3. Will jump sitter. OBU will go again right to left. Nigel Wilcox, Baron Tanner Jr. to jump it. And here we go. Stevens tosses into the air. The ball is tipped into the backcourt and run down just before it goes out of bounds by Luke Harper. Harper and Dixon have been huge in this comeback for East Central. Jason Aker getting down to business, takes the sport coat off. Harper drives left baseline all the way to the goal. He laid up and it rolled off. Holy cow. He was wide open and Wilcox sneaks in for the miss.
Wow, that's like a gift right there. Harper is a dead eye from downtown as well, and he's good off the dribble.
He had been 7 of 12 before blowing a layup. Tied at 69 in overtime. Ethan Scott handles it out front to Wilcox. Scott around a double high screen from Nigel and DJ. Back to Wilcox, head of the circle, 7 to shoot. Riggs and a blocking foul on Johnson. That's his 4th personal.
Good call by David Stevens. Johnson hit him pretty hard. A lot of times at this level, you let that go because he bounces off because Riggs is so strong. But it knocked Caleb Riggs off balance. And this is big free throws here.
Free throws could decide this game, a night in which the 2 teams have combined each to make 13 threes. 9th foul of the second half against the Tigers, so the final 1-and-1 of the night for OBU. Senior Caleb Riggs spins the ball. Free throw on the way, no good. Freeman tips the rebound. Leonard Dixon has it. Both teams have had a possession. Both have squandered opportunities. Deadlocked at 69. Dixon spinning, driving against Freeman. Off balance, one-legged, rolls in an 8-footer.
Yeah, he missed that. Just soft enough. It was on the left side. Had enough side spin to roll around off the board and in.
Hopefully this is the last time we see Mr. Leonard Dixon in this building. He's been a thorn tonight with 20, including the last 8. Wilcox and an offensive foul.
Now,
I don't like that call. He did instigate the contact, but Tanner flopped.
Oh, his big flop going that way. It wasn't much contact at all.
Udomo will come into the ball game. 2nd foul on Nigel Wilcox. Ethan Scott is going to check out. We would not be to this point had it not been for Ethan Scott, who holds the single-season three-pointer made record at 2 6A schools, 1 Westmore as a freshman, and then as a senior at Mustang. Between the rings, Quentin Johnson the second. 3.5 to go in overtime. Harper, guarded by Caleb Riggs, drives baseline. Riggs slides down, cuts him off. Harper spins to his left, leaves it out front. Thomas, top of the key. Harper, left side, Dixon over Wilcox, no good. Rebound weak side to Tanner. They'll start the offense. Harper for 3, misses that one in front of the rim. Rebound spiked to the floor by Riggs. Dixon has it. Left side to Johnson. The ball deflected high into the air. Johnson gets it back and lays it in. It's one of the luckiest breaks I've ever seen.
Yeah, a lot of long rebounds too. You shoot those long threes. They get over the high jumpers. Wilcox and Freeman way down the baseline. Fortunate bounces for East Central.
OBU down 4 now. Udomo hard to the rack and a foul, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's big because that is foul number 3 on Baron Tanner Jr. And what it also does, Scott, is allows OBU to cut this deficit in half with time stopped.
Yeah, OBU needs a break, and that's why Aker inserted Joshua Udomo, because they wanted the length on that dead ball for defense, because a lot of times they try to match up a taller player on Ethan Scott one-on-one and man-to-man.
OBU has just 2 available players that they've used. They haven't used Leipold, but Scott and Akile are the only 2 on the bench that have played. And they're down to 5 scholarship players as Udomo misses long in the first free throw.
Yeah, you can count that 3 misses because Riggs previously missed the front end of a one-on-one.
Dating back to the final seconds of the regulation period, OBU's gone scoreless for the last 2:48. Udomo's second free throw, good. Josh had made his first 3, missed his last 2, and hits a big one. It's a 1-possession game. Tigers with the basketball, and East Central leading at Shawnee 73-70. 2:36 to go in the extra period. Daniel Wheeler with his right hand of the year, signaling 5. Kenyon Thomas to Harper, back to Luke. They'll work the shot clock. It's down to 10. Dixon, right wing 3, no good. Rebound to Freeman. You know OBU has to be tired with a short bench. Bison down 3 with it. Udomo almost lost it. Goes to the goal. Layup, no good, and he's fouled. It hung on the rim and fell off. It would have been an and one. Instead, it's Dixon's 3rd personal foul, and I love the way Josh went right to the rack for the time he brought it into the front court.
And OBU got away with one there on the defensive end. They left Dixon uncovered on that right wing. Wilcox didn't even be able to get there in time to get his hands up. Dixon just missed that one.
Why couldn't he have done that in regulation? We'd be into the postgame.
That's right.
Udomo from the line. Place goes quiet, and he rolls the free throw off.
This is really bad in crunch time, all these missed free throws.
Dating back to the end of regulation, last 3:16, it is a 10-2 Tiger run. Forced overtime at 69. Udomo's 2nd free throw, no good. Harper the rebound. Well, that's a costly miss. Still a 1-possession game with 2:16 to go. East Central will walk it into the front court with Luke Harper. 73-70 Tigers looking to extend their win streak heading to the postseason of 6 straight. Right side, Harper veers left, gets Wilcox in the air, back rims the jumper. Rebound, Freeman took it away from Udomo. East Central has gone cold, Scott. Bison need to take advantage down 3 at a timeout.
Well, I tell you, Nigel Wilcox had a lot to do with that long miss by Harper. You block shots all season long. You just alter those shots just by your presence sometimes.
Timeout, 1:55 to play in overtime. The Tigers 73, the Bison 70 on the Bison Sports Network and KGFF.
30-second timeout, Church of the Bison. Church will take a timeout.
Okay. .55 to play in overtime. Oklahoma Baptist down 73-70 with the ball in the front court. Todd Miller, Scott Wallace with you courtside at the Noble. Final game of the regular season. Bison will finish 7th in the conference and take on either Southern Arkansas or Southeastern in the first round of the GAC quarterfinals. Wilcox to Scott, and he throws it away. He thought Ethan was going to be in the middle of the floor, and Scott had made a break towards the right wing. Those two are kind of jawing at each other, a little bit of frustration there.
And that's the last time out that OBU gets. Since it went to the overtime period, each team gets 1 extra full, and that's all the Bison have now, nothing.
Now Udomo quickly is going to be summoned back into the ball game. And let's see who they bring out. I think it's going to be Scott at will. Ethan was out there during that last possession for 3-point purposes. With this a 3-point game. Johnson will trigger it into the backcourt to Harper. Guarded by Ricky Brown. Jump passes right wing side. Leonard Dixon bounces it to Harper. Minute 35 to play. Harper into the paint to Dixon. They run him off the arc. He pulls up, elbow left, jumper good. Why should it not be Leonard Dixon? Maybe putting the final nail in the coffin. 1:17 to play, a 5-point game, 75-70.
Yeah, and that really wasn't clean, but Dixon, like you say, rising up. He's shooting off the top of his jump. He's got it going this time of year.
Udomo angles left, hands it off to Riggs. Cross courts it for Wilcox. OBU better hurry. Riggs will put up a 3, top of the key. It spins off. Harper the rebound. That had a lot of weight on that miss with 1:04 to play. 75-70 East Central. Harper bounces it through a double team to Johnson. Left wing to Thomas. Now to Johnson out front. Back to Kenyon Thomas. Shot clock down under 10. Game clock at 47 seconds to play in overtime. Kenyon Thomas drives around Riggs. Feeds it in the paint. Johnson's jumper good. And that'll do it. 77-70, and East Central is celebrating. Why not with 41.6 seconds to play? They have all but taken defeat out of the jaws of victory for OBU, with the Bison leading by 6 before Leonard Dixon got hot at the end of regulation.
Yeah, you got to give it up to Leonard Dixon. But, you know, this game wouldn't even be close to being over if OBU would hit their free throws in crunch time. So, you know, you got to make the plays. You said it earlier, squandered an opportunity both ends. Well, OBU squandered several shots at the free throw line in overtime.
1 of 5 to be exact, OBU. You make 3 more of those, it's still a 2-possession game. You make all 4, it's a 1-possession game. That's not asking too much. They had shot well from the free throw line, had the Bison in regulation.
Yeah, just a little bit more of those nerves. It's just natural for any athlete, you know, and realizing how much is on the line late. Just a little different.
Women were winners earlier tonight, 70-51 over East Central to finish 5th in the Great American Conference standings. They have won 16, the second most in Division II era, the most under Bo Overton. Here we go, OBU inbounds in the backcourt. Riggs to Udomo, 34 seconds to play. Josh to Wilcox. Back to Udomo, glides to the goal, misses the left-handed layup. Tanner with a rebound and a foul. And that's going to do it as Bradley Akile. Correction, I was going to say it can't be Akile. It's on Udomo, that's his 4th. They originally signaled 0 for Bradley, but he's over on the bench. Here comes Ethan Scott back in the ball game. Tanner will shoot 2 at the line. He's a 66% foul shooter. First one up, and he back ribs it. First free throw attempted by ECU here at overtime. East Central has some impressive road wins. They are 7-3 away from the Kerr Center under Daniel Wheeler this season of the league. Second one is good. That makes it a 78-70 game with 30 seconds to play. And God's gift, Ezedima will check in. We haven't seen him here in the second half or overtime. Riggs to inbound. To Udomo. 20 seconds to play. Caleb to Josh, a behind the back dribble. Pinched off head of the circle. Back to Riggs. 20 seconds to play. Deep 3 by Scott. No good. Wide left. Rebound out of bounds and off of Udomo. That looked like it was off Quentin Johnson.
Well, it makes no difference at this point. They're going to look at it.
16 seconds to play. 78-70 East Central. Tell you what, before he ever coached his first game at East Central, I had a chance to spend time with Daniel and his assistant coach, Zach Price, at a dinner on the ECU campus when my friend and fellow broadcaster Kenny Morrison went into the East Central Hall of Fame. And I'll tell you, I really, really enjoyed Daniel and Zach. I had a good feeling about the hands and the direction the program was in at that time, and he certainly has proven to be an outstanding hire by the administration down in Ada.
Well, you talk about East Central being 7-3 on the road, going to be 8-3.
That's unbelievable.
This would be a very big win for the Bison to sweep the Tigers, you know, after winning at East Central. And they had them. They had a 6-point lead down with just over a minute left.
Here we go. Bison with full court pressure. Brown will front the inbounds pass coming from Harper. Luke bounces it across the floor. Leonard Dixon back to Harper, 12 seconds to play. Luke into the front court, 9 seconds to play. Harper is trapped, whips it across the floor. Ezedima, he's going to hold it. OBU will not foul, and East Central is going to gain a split in men's basketball with OBU. 78-70, Tigers in overtime. The final score, our final wrap-up for the regular season is coming up next on the Bison Sports Network and Classic Hits, KGFF. Okay.
because KJ asked me, he goes, I smell something.
Visually tonight, Oklahoma Baptist led by 3 double-figure scores. Ethan Scott with 17 points on 5 of 12 shooting, all from three-point range. He also had 1 rebound and a plus-minus of -9. 12 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, a block shot for Caleb